I said it before the fight. I said, look, it's not going to be an easy fight for Boots because of Xander's confidence. Xander's confidence, his mentality throughout camp, every.
Xander has long arms. Xander has
more
long
knockouts
arms.
than
Xander has real long arms. Big kid. Virgil was a 147 pounder at one time. He was coming up, so he's like Ennis. More 147 pounders who's coming up. But guys like, it's always the guys who give you problems are the guys when you move up, they've been at that weight.
Xander? No, Xander, good fighter. I like Xander. Xander, one of my guys that I like, man. That's why you see me hugging him. He's one of them top guys, man, to me. He's a good fighter, man. But I knew he couldn't do nothing with Boots.
Xander, brother, you put up a tremendous
Yeah, I'm so proud of him, man. He showed a lot of grit, heart of a champion. But I think the main thing that I loved about Xander is that he literally got the experience. He's got it down packed. When he got hurt, he was bouncing and jumping around, like moving his legs, waking him up. But hey, it happens.
Teofimo's words prove Xander Zayas earned respect, not criticism. He showed championship heart, refused to quit, and gained priceless experience against boxing's toughest competition.
He's a kid that stays in shape, and we're guided by his management, and we match him accordingly. And I really think that he's very young. We're not going to take crazy chances with him, but you got to put him in competitive fights to build him up so he can eventually fight at the top level.
Xander is still developing, but fighting elite opponents is exactly how future champions are created. This loss doesn't stop his journey. It strengthens it for the future.
Round one, we thought it was over. Then, we come back in round three, and he hurt Boots. Boots didn't say it on the interview, but I think everyone who watched that fight know, Xander hurt Boots in round three, and Boots come back and shows what a great fighter he is and stopped him. So
nobody expected Xander to hurt Boots the way he did in round 3. That's where the controversy exploded. Many fans believe that moment proved Xander had Boots in serious trouble, even if Boots eventually recovered and secured the stoppage. It showed that Xander belongs among the elite and has the power to trouble anyone in the division.
I predicted it. I said the first 4 rounds, Boots is going to come out storming. I said if Xander has any chance in this fight, it's the middle rounds. He did rally a little bit, but then I said after that, Boots is going to take control, either go unanimous or stop him. And that was my prediction, and that's what happened.
This expert's prediction turned out to be remarkably accurate, but there was one important detail many people ignored. Xander actually created the exact opening everyone said he needed. When he hurt Boots in the middle rounds, the entire fight suddenly changed, and fans started believing an upset was possible. Remember this moment because it becomes important later. While Boots recovered like a champion, Xander proved he wasn't out of his depth. He showed courage, power, and the willingness to trade with one of boxing's best fighters. That's why so many fans are defending him today and questioning whether the final result truly reflects how competitive the fight really was.
I knew he was a solid. I kept saying it. I knew he was a solid fighter. He got great fundamentals, or good fundamentals, and he a young hungry champion. He wasn't going to back down. He had the confidence, and I just love.
Even Boots Ennis admitted that Xander Zayas is a quality fighter with strong fundamentals and the confidence of a true champion. That's an important detail because it came from the man who beat him. Boots wasn't mocking Xander or dismissing him. He respected what he brought into the ring. The reaction surprised everyone because when elite fighters praise their opponents after a fight, it usually means they know they were facing someone with real talent. Xander may have lost, but he earned the respect of one of boxing's very best, and that's something no one can take away from him.
I think I'll give my mom a heart attack if I'm honest. But it was a great fight, and everybody's got their own opinion. As soon as you win, they'll always say something, oh, it was this, oh, it was that. As long as you're winning, and as long as the people are turning up.
This reaction perfectly sums up why the boxing world can't stop talking about Xander Zayas. Win or lose, people will always have an opinion. But the biggest takeaway is that he proved he belongs on this stage. But this is where things get crazy. Before this fight, many questioned whether Xander was ready for an elite opponent. After watching him push Boots Ennis harder than many expected, those same critics suddenly changed their tone. The reaction surprised everyone because fans weren't just talking about the stoppage. They were talking about the courage, the skill, and the moments where Xander genuinely made Boots uncomfortable. That's exactly what big fights are supposed to do. This wasn't a one-sided mismatch. It was a young fighter proving he has the heart to compete with the very best, and that's why his stock has risen despite the defeat.
And by the way, those kind of times, but don't forget, that's the first time he's faced any adversity in the ring, ever. And he had to come through that, right? So as much as Xander came through moments and got stopped eventually, Boots had to come through a big moment there. And at the end of the day, you never want to be in those moments, but it's good to know you can come through the other side.
Eddie Hearn made a point that many people completely missed. Everyone keeps talking about Xander getting stopped, but almost nobody is discussing the fact that Boots Ennis also faced real adversity for the first time. Remember this moment because it becomes important later. When Xander landed those big shots, Boots was forced to dig deep and prove he could recover under pressure. That's something every great champion eventually has to do. The reaction was impossible to ignore because this fight didn't only test Xander, it tested Boots as well. Xander deserves enormous credit for putting one of boxing's elite fighters into uncomfortable situations. Even in defeat, he answered plenty of questions about his own toughness, determination, and willingness to fight anyone.
Zayas is young. So is it his youth? Or is it that he's not ready in the experience? Or can he rise to the show? He's chomping on a big piece right now. And we're gonna see. But we had to let him run. He's like, I want this. I'm not gonna let him.
I love it, Simon.
This is probably the most honest opinion of the entire night. Xander Zayas is still a young fighter, and everyone knew he was taking on an enormous challenge. But that's exactly what makes his performance so impressive. Instead of waiting for the perfect moment, he demanded the toughest fight available because he wanted to prove he belonged among boxing's elite. That's where the story gets interesting. Many young prospects spend years protecting their unbeaten records, but Xander chose the harder path. Yes, he came up short, but he also showed courage, heart, and a champion's mentality. The reaction surprised everyone because fans weren't talking about a fighter who was exposed. They were talking about a fighter brave enough to test himself against one of the best in the world. Those are the experiences that create future champions, and Xander's willingness to take that risk may benefit him more than another 10 easy victories ever could.
Cool, that's their man. What you expect them to do? So yeah, they're gonna be cheering for Xander. That's cool, that's their man. What you expect them to do? But they're not fighting you. You're only gonna fight him in that ring. You don't know about fighting nobody but him. That's why they got a referee, they got judges, they got security, and you ain't fighting one person.
Roy Jones Jr. reminded everyone of one simple truth. Once the bell rings, nothing outside the ring matters. The crowd can't throw punches, the trainers can't save you, and the noise disappears. But this is where things get crazy. Despite all the pressure surrounding this fight, Xander Zayas never looked intimidated. He walked into the biggest fight of his career, believed in himself, and fought with complete confidence. That alone deserves enormous respect. The reaction was impossible to ignore because many fans expected him to crumble under the spotlight. Yet he continued looking for opportunities even after facing adversity. Whether people agree with the final result or not, Xander proved he has the mentality needed to compete on boxing's biggest stage. That's something every future champion must possess, and he showed plenty of it on fight night.
That it's done at this point, I think it serves Ennis better. In 2 years, it would have served Zayas better. So we'll see if Zayas can pull this off as he becomes a major.
This final opinion raises the biggest what if from the entire fight. Maybe the opportunity came a little earlier than expected, but nobody can question Xander Zayas' ambition. Remember this moment because it becomes important later. Even in defeat, he proved he belongs in conversations with the biggest names in the division. Had he pulled off the upset, he would have become an overnight superstar. Instead, he leaves with something almost as valuable: experience against an elite champion. Many boxing legends suffered setbacks before reaching greatness, and there's every reason to believe Xander can follow that same path. If he continues learning, improving, and keeps chasing the biggest challenges, this loss could become the foundation of a future world championship run.